that has each other's back. And that is certainly what you want here in this Overwatch World Cup. Internet Holt, Skipjack, and Icefeld returning yet again here to represent their country. So
that's true, and they are determined to make a better show than what we saw from them in 2016. Cranks is having his first offline event here as well, so it's interesting to see, you know, old blood, young blood coming here onto the stage. Let's see how they will perform.
Yeah, I mean, it can be rough, so we got to make sure he turns up really and carries for this team here. I mean, Nesh and Cranks is probably two guys you want to look out for in the German lineup, so they got to show up here on stage for the first LAN experience.
It's going to be great to see them play in just a little bit. But on the other side, you have Team Israel.
Yep.
And this squad, I mean, you already touched on it before. They have just so much going for them.
Well, and they do have that LAN experience. As a team of 6, they've competed in Israel. They've won. They know success. They know how to work together as a team. And above all else, they have Fragon, who is an incredible leader for the team. They said he was able to tame all their egos and get them to work together.
That's a squad built by leadership as the Israelis make their way out to the stage. Fragon leading the charge there. This guy actually serving in the military, and he is 28 years old. So I retired when I was, 20, because I was like above average, you know. Meanwhile, this guy's still crushing it, and he's over here playing in LA.
He's going to be a captain this year in the reserves.
That's actually pretty awesome. And want to get your thoughts here, Reinforce, on this Israeli lineup.
Well, a bit unknown, right? But I think this might be the team that shows up this tournament. Might be the Japan or the Argentina in many ways of this tournament. They are a whole team, so they have that teamwork going for them. And I mean, they're really good individually, given that they are very high on the leaderboards and stuff. So bringing in the coach, of course, they're just going to improve their teamwork, and they might show up as a surprise.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting that their coach he's a Korean player who came over here and is really trying to establish him. So this is very different here for Israel. I mean, a Korean coaching an Israeli team, but it's pretty cool.
He speaks no English and no Hebrew. They speak no Korean. All they have is the common language of Overwatch, and through that, they've both been able to give each other so much to go forward with.
Well, it's going to be what was that?
Poetic.
Poetic. I know. Well, Rachel, she's a wordsmith, but that is going to be the coverage here. You're looking forward to seeing this matchup. It'll be Israel versus Germany. Let's send it over to your commentators, Doa and Monte Cristo.
Thanks, Golden Boy. Doa and Monte Cristo here for our last match of the day. It's going to be Germany versus Israel, and I've been looking forward to this one a lot. I mean, we sat down and we talked to Team Israel. We heard a lot of the same things that Desk heard, which is where they've got this Korean coach. I remember watching Arachne on some of the online events early on in Korea. He's a pretty good player, decided he wanted to go the coaching route instead. But what a journey for him to end up in Israel coaching this team, and we'll see how it works. I mean, when we talked to those guys, it was interesting because they said, yeah, we gave him complete authority on how to tell us how to play. He's a strategy guy, tells us what comps to use, and that sort of quality in the team, I think, is one of the things that makes the Korean teams very good, is that they're very coachable.
Yeah, and at least the Israeli squad has said that they are listening to him and that they are giving him that absolute authority to craft the strategies within the team. So a lot of dedication to their coach, who came over about 6 weeks ago. And we'll see if that training has indeed paid off.
And on the other side, you've got Germany, right, who will be starting out on attack here on Hollywood. They're a team that got knocked out in the group stages last year, looking to perform a bit better this time around. So we'll see if they can do that.
Last year, I think their performance was a bit disappointing. We didn't actually see them succeed pretty much at all, and there were greater things that were expected of them. So this year, really trying to turn that around, and for a country that has had a lot of esports success historically, try and make a name for themselves in Overwatch.
That's right, so here we go, kicking things off on Hollywood. Germany on the attack, Israel on the defense. Pretty standard stuff compositionally from both teams so far. Internet Hulk spamming away on that Lucio. We've seen this guy around since the early days of Overwatch. Trying to lead Team Germany to success here. They're on the point quick.
They're attacking the low ground, though, so not a lot of pressure onto Eco, who falls onto the back of the point and picks up the first 2 kills. And now they're trying to chase down some of these off the point back towards the spawn point of Germany, and they will just go ahead and reset. Typically, we would see that Soldier 76 on the high ground in Cafe, that time playing the back of the point instead. So pretty simple straight rush in from Germany. We'll see if they alter their approach right here. Nash looking like he might be flanking around the backside of the office, but no, just continuing to poke, and they may just go straight in again.
Yeah, they might. Looks like they've got the Winston separated. Deadly Mitch goes down, a little bit split off from the rest of his team. Maybe something Germany can capitalize on. They pop Sean P out of the mech too, so this attack already going much better for Germany. Both tanks out of the way, and it looks like they're ready to take point A pretty quick.
Wow, I mean, Deadly Mitch just jumped straight into that composition without enough support. He thought he was going to have some help from Cafe, who was flanking around the backside of the staircase, but not enough firepower there. Germany easily targeting him down with the Orb of Discord. So misplay on the engage from Israel, and it's going to be Germany taking point A on their second attack.
It was so surprising because, whoa, already a Transcendence spot by Vainless as Germany tries to fight off the defensive attack from Israel, trying to hold them at the gate, which we see quite a bit. There's a sound barrier as well. So Israel, despite the fact that they're losing this fight, pulled out a lot of ultimates from Germany there.
Well, they did, but I mean, the cart's going to get some good movement here as they drop the self-destruct as well. Deadly Mitch stalling on the payload with that Primal Rage, but it hasn't stopped it for very long. And Israel maybe getting a little bit too aggressive right there as Germany walks back, drops both of the support ultimates, but now there's not going to be a lot of stalling out. So that actually ends up pretty heavily in Germany's favor at the end.
Yeah. And it was surprising because Israel's first defense back in the cafe there was so sort of patient that it was kind of shocking to see them pull that 180 in terms of getting a little bit too over aggressive, and then again overly aggressive on the defense at the start of the Westworld phase.
And they also just destroyed their ult economy doing that. I mean, you're looking at it right now, everybody in the teens or 20s, and Germany's still going to be pressing forward here. It's going to be very hard to stop them.
Awkward down already. Echo follows soon, and Germany not having any trouble at all, just rolling through this phase. Yeah.
They're not having to use much either, Doa. Dropped a pulse bomb from Nesh, but it's been a smooth ride through Westworld. Finally, Sean P going to be up. Oh, no, has to reback. So actually was in mini diva form and had it up, but and check out Cranks here on the replay.
Yep. He's pushing through. Not really a lot of pressure on this guy's Zenyatta right now, as he's able to just kind of dash for success, pick up some kills for Team Germany.
Craig's going to pick up one with the Dragon Blade as well. Skipjack trying to zone Eco off right now, successful in his endeavor. Very low, gets picked up on the other side by a quick shot from Cranks with the Shuriken.
Yeah, and ever since that first fight where he got 3 kills, they've been all over that Soldier 76. I think Germany learned a lot from that first push, and Israel's really kind of struggling now.
Well, I think that reset on the ult economy because of the over-aggression at the start of the point made it so Israel was not really going to have a chance to come back in the second phase of this map. But now that we're on point C, finally they forced enough out of Germany that they may be able to engineer a longer hold, but it hasn't been pretty for Israel so far.
Yeah, they need to try to win a fight, give themselves a little bit of breathing room. Taking out Skipjack early is a good start for Israel. Looking for a little bit more. They've got Germany back on the payload. You go with a couple kills already. Vainless manages to strike back here. But Israel's sticking together. They've got the healing, and slowly they're kind of grinding away at Germany. The spots are pretty close for the attackers, though. So, okay, they're actually going to use the sound barrier to just finish this one off. So finally, maybe a little bit of stability built up for Israel here.
So the downside for Israel in the Westworld phase was that they were all very low in terms of ult percentage, but they were synced up. So now we're going to see all 6 ults come online at the same time, and it's about using them well, trying to stagger them, and use the bare minimum to repulse these attacks from Germany.
This is definitely a point you can be really efficient on defensively too. And it looks like things are going pretty well. A couple kills already. Germany on the reset before the attack really even begins.
Yeah, Germany, though, working their way up to 6 ults of their own. So we are going to see a strong push here as they try and just go ahead and finish the map all in one go.
They've got a lot of time on the clock, so they can certainly be, pretty conservative with their pushes right now. And like you said, come back. That big devastating 6 ult push a little bit later. Cranks has the Dragon Blade ready to go.
And Cranks has been doing well with the Dragon Blade so far too, picking up a lot of the big kills for Germany on the map. Still has a lot of time remaining. Pulse Bomb going to be dropped in the room, and Nesh will get Eco.
Yeah, Eco goes down. There's a Transcendence ending right in time for Cranks to pull up the Dragon Blade. He gets one. looking for a little bit more, and Israel, nothing they can do here. The ultimates just too well coordinated by Germany. That pulse bomb into the Dragon Blade, plenty to win that fight.
I mean, look at the timing too. Drops down next to Zenyatta right after the Transcendence finishes, and then slashes his way all the way across the cart.
And
so
I can tell you, as a Zenyatta player, that is the worst feeling in the world. The trance, and then as soon as it ends, the Genji Dragon Blades. I feel for you, man. That is rough. Germany getting really close to finishing off this attack round right now.
They are, but they're trying to get into the choke point right now. Primal Rage pop, but Eco gets a couple of kills right now with that tactical visor. So it looks like Israel will be stabilizing around the payload, and it's not quite going to get there to the end. Germany had control over the choke, but couldn't actually make sure they didn't get out of the doors.
Well, neither team has a lot of ultimates available right now and aren't going to get any in the near future. So now it's really about trying to create those picks. And from Germany's stance, coming in through these narrow chokes, it's tough to find those. You kind of have to count on Israel making a bit of a mistake here to get the ball rolling for Germany.
And the problem is that even if you get one of those picks on attack, the spawn point is so close that you often can't close the map.
Yeah.
But you need on attack those big wipe ultimates, like a Dragon Blade. Crank's getting close though.
And Nesh has his pulse bomb, an opportunity there as well. Uses it. Get anybody? No, not quite. Oh, and Israel picking up some kills already. Germany gonna have to reset after this one. Almost certainly, yeah, they're gonna have to back off. Still a minute. Whoa, they dedicate the sound barrier. Transcendence immediately from Israel to try to counteract the damage coming in from that Dragon Blade. Icefeld does get the kill on the Cafe though.
Fortunately for the Germany, Fragon still has the sound barrier, so Israel not overcommitting, not using or chaining both of those ultimates together. It looks very difficult for Germany to actually push this through.
A sound barrier was maybe a little bit late there. Deadly Mitch fell right before it was used, so an opportunity for Germany perhaps. Nesh going down early, but Crank's trying to hold that spawn door right now as Germany pushes forward. And can Israel get back there? They can, just in time. The Tracer is there, and that's going to allow the respawns to get back onto the payload for the moment. They've got the Primal Raging Winston there too. Deadly Mitch alive again to try to push Germany back, and now just about 15 seconds left for Germany to complete this, and they're only 1.2 meters away. Really close, but I don't know if they're going to get it. It's not looking likely here, is it?
They're not going to get it. The respawns were just too much, even though Germany had Skipjack in the door, delaying them. The Tracer on the point managed to make sure they didn't cap it, and then they're able to finally get out the door against the ulting Winston. That was very close, however.
Well, Germany keeping things alive with the OT, but the kills just keep coming in for Israel. And with that Transcendence, again, the Dragon Blade not going to do a whole lot. And that should be about it. Yeah, so in the end, Israel barely holding that attack round for Germany. It looked really close.
It did look close. Still an opportunity, though, for Germany to hold here. Full hold still definitely an option, and it is a good push at the very least in Hollywood.
In Overwatch, if you think about Internet Hulk's history, he's, I think, one of the better defensive strategists in the game, especially when you think about how Envious used to play Gibraltar back in the day. Their Hollywood defenses were very good. So yeah, if I was Team Israel, I'd be a little bit worried about running into Team Germany here on Hollywood.
Yeah, I would too. And that was a pretty even performance by these two teams, which makes me hold out some hope that this is going to be a more balanced matchup, though.
No 4 Overwatch,
no
maybe?
No 4 Overwatch.
Didn't we have in Poland, wasn't it just like 12 4-0s? And now we're up to, what, 15 4-0s in a row in the groups?
No, well, not all of them were 4-0s in Poland.
Were they? Were they now? Oh, well, that totally ruins the drama of what I was saying. Thanks a lot. We live in a post-fact world, Monte Cristo. Let me have this.
I'm sorry, no. I refuse to live in that existence.
Okay.
And it was 2 full days of 4-0s, though. So.
Yeah. Well, there we go. The VIP spot. The Omnic director nearly got there. I suppose from there you can just get out and walk, unless you're a really lazy Omnic director. You know that's the point of Hollywood, right? Is you have to escort a famous Omnic movie director or producer.
Why is everybody trying to kill him?
Spot. I don't know. Maybe he made some very divisive pro-Omnic stuff. Maybe this is a team sent by the people from Kings Row. You know, maybe that. I don't know. I'm not the lore guy, so I'm just assuming.
You're more of the lore guy than I am, though.
That's true. That's true. I am.
It seems like everything else is really high stakes, like putting an EMP in a power plant, and this is just escort some guy. And why is everybody trying to assassinate him? We may never know.
Who knows? Look for it in the next comic, I hope. We'll get there, please. Blizzard, please. Israel on the attack now, Germany on the defensive course. Nesh on that Sombra this time around.
And Eco will be playing the Genjis. Germany trying for the Sombra on defense here. Control that lower mega health pack, and of course the health pack in the bottom part of the Cafe as well.
Cafe already harassing from the back.
And now we have Cafe and Cafe. Isn't casting great though?
Oh, I know. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Team blue is red, red is blue.
That's right. Just to make things super easy for us.
Actually, casting line. Our lines are so hard. Well, here we go. Israel on the point right now. Germany defending in earnest. Going the Genji gets a nice pick onto Vainless. A great start for Israel. Zenyatta out of the way now. And they've got Germany a bit split up here. Everybody, well, most everybody bottled the Cafe. There's the EMP. Where's the follow-up? 2 from Skipjack immediately. Kills on both sides. It's definitely a brawl.
But Eco's still alive, Joa, and they still have to demech the Diva also. They're not even slowing the progress on the point right now as Internet Hulk is herded into the corner and killed by Deadly Mitch. So EMP coming out a little bit too late there. Not a lot of option. You have to build up that ultimate. The initial kill onto Vainless proved to be the big catalyst in that fight, starting things off, and was going snowballing very quickly from there.
Yeah, great attack by Israel. A lot of time to work with as they come into the Westworld phase. We'll see how well Germany gets situated on the defense. Usually you try to look for that high ground.
Hulk killed Eco there somehow, maybe diving a bit too deep.
Could be.
As they were trying to push forward and make space for that payload. Fortunately, he'll be back soon enough. But Germany trying to take this engage before he is.
Yep, that's right. Deadly Mitch gets the sound barrier to try to stay alive. Sean P goes down, though.
Oh, they didn't actually finish off the soldier. That was very close. Finally, they get him, but they have to use the Dragon Blade. Sound barrier may be a bit too late here, and that's going to force the Transcendence as well. Deadly Mitch doing a great job of getting ults out.
Yep. Eventually, he does need to fall back. Germany buying themselves some time defensively.
Now they are, and I really look at Israel right now, and their ult usage, especially in this phase, has been a bit tricky for them. They find themselves falling behind or overcommitting way too many ults to a certain fight. They're still getting the payload moving, though. However, there should be a strong hold here from Germany. They have that attack visor, and they have the primal rage to push everybody off the payload.
Internet Hulk picked off here. That's going to be a problem for Germany.
Great
nice stick onto Cranks, yeah. Cafe finds the pick he was looking for, and Israel might be able to create some room to push. Awkward does go down. They're going to have to deal with that Winston before they do anything else.
Cafe carrying that fight all the way, especially when they didn't have any ultimates to use, and they got both of the major ones out of Germany, and they still keep the payload rolling. So Cafe making the plays, and that's going to make sure they get point B here pretty quickly.
You know, maybe if the ult economy hasn't been quite as well managed by Israel, they've certainly made up for it by individual skill and the picks
impactful individual plays.
So in the end, it's been a very even match. Cafe getting picked at the end by Cranks. Germany with a little bit of a defensive edge. Oh, I spoke too soon, man. Eco pulls out the Dragon Blade, gets 2, and now Israel fighting with the upper hand.
And Nesh managed to get out of the way, and the self-destruct will delay them slightly, but this still should be point B. Going through eventually, Icefelt desuited, and that's the cart hitting the point.
That's a lot of time.
Doors are opening, and there still is a ton of time left over.
Yep, Israel with plenty of time to push the payload nearly to the end. Remember, they don't need to finish the attack round, they just need to get it nearly there.
Just a little bit before the point actually is captured. Cafe almost with the pulse bomb again. Going to be sneaking up top, trying to find a target for that.
I talked to Cafe earlier. He said it was vital that all 6 E's be included on his name. Take that, wooden box.
That was close, though.
Not working out as well as he'd hoped. He nearly had it. It was close.
It did push them at least into the line of fire, so.
That's true. Speaking of line of fire, Soldier with the attack visor now. Israel goes in and responds with that sound barrier. Awkward getting taken out. Germany coming in with the Transcendence now. They've got Israel pushed back. That's going to be a reset for Israel, looks like.
Yeah, Germany dropped everything there, though. They had to use the sound barrier in response, and then came with the Transcendence afterwards. Eco, maybe not the best time to grab the Dragon Blade. Unsheath that ultimate. You need that for the next push. You saw them use the sound barrier and the trance, and instead of coming back with his teammates, got a little over eager.
I mean, that's just the situation where you fall back. You'd already lost a couple teammates. You're not going to win a fight off that unless you have like a huge god-tier Dragon Blade.
And why do that when Awkward is at 85% of his trance? You can come back and make that big combo play.
But that's kind of what we've been seeing from Israel, right? It's not the greatest ult management, but again, it's the individual plays that have made up for it. Cafe really looking for this pick on Hulk.
Oh, so dangerous. He gets the transit. Okay.
Oh, man. That was so close to being a mistake. I don't know about that.
That's also one of those times where you go for the hero play and it doesn't quite work out. Like, once Hulk goes through that doorway and he gets the orb on him, you walk away. You walk away from that one. You don't try and go in there and get the big stick.
My ultimate is charging.
That's just going to delay the entire team as a result.
Pretty much.
Like, you did your job. You got them away from the cart. You got them scared. Let the cart roll forward and force them to walk into you while you have the pulse bomb instead.
A little over 2 minutes left on the clock for Israel. Still a decent amount of time here. Pushing in with just one ult. Going to get some more soon. There's the Transcendence from Israel. They go aggressive now. Disco Fever, man, Zen, both ulting on each side. Germany goes ahead and uses attack visor. Israel already pushed back a little bit here. And it's at the end of the day, these attacks are really where you need that team coordination. The individual plays don't carry through as much on a point like point C on Hollywood. You need to have that coordination. Our crowd is great, by the way.
They are lovely. But what isn't lovely, Toa, is the ult economy of Israel. Right there, Eco has another Dragon Blade up. But Awkward walks up, pops the Transcendence, and there's not any damage or any kind of attack that follows up on that. It's very easy for Germany to back off, except for Eisfeld, who maintains his position just so the cart can't move forward. But the planning around ultimates from Israel is falling apart.
Yeah, and they're so close, too. I mean, Germany, they may as well have taken all 3 points here. Eco rather, pulls out the Dragon Blade. He's got the sound barrier to keep him
was
up.
ready.
Yeah, that's right. He had the own sound barrier for Germany as well. No kills at all from that ultimate for Genji. Payload moving, though. All right, Germany back on it again. Skipjack had that primal rage for the moment, but he's been pushed back now. And Israel, they're getting that payload really close. Suddenly, Germany, dire straits here. They were separated enough for the picks came through.
That's good.
But they do hold in the end. Whoa, Craig's getting through with the attack visor. All right, well, that may cause problems for Team Israel.
It does, but they at least are going to have another attack, Toa, and they got it nearly there already. Problem is, Vainless is going to be sitting there with a Transcendence as long as he can hold on to the point, make sure that the rest of his allies are covered by that healing. He should be in good shape. Sean P may have to have a hell of a self-destruct in order to push through on this attack.
That's the plan. Germany just needs to hold for a little bit longer. This will be the last push from Israel and Hollywood. They're going to send in the self-destruct. No kills from that. Transcendence for both teams as well. Oh, and Sean P goes down. He couldn't get back in the mech, and that is devastating for Israel.
Huge pickup before he gets remech there. That really limits your options in terms of stalling out, and this is Germany's fight to lose.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Cafe gets a kill into Skipjack, so Israel does strike back a little bit here. We're into overtime. Germany has the big respawn advantage, and now an even bigger advantage after that double kill from the pulse bomb. Sound barrier comes up, but it's gonna need a miracle for Israel to finish this one off.
Yeah, the boot from Internet Hulk didn't stop that pulse bomb from nailing 2 members of the Israeli team. Eco with a desperation blade.
Yeah,
going to be stumped by a sound barrier. Hulk's sound barriers on point at the end of the map. He shut down so many ults with the well-timed sound barrier. They got the read onto Eco, and they were just saving it for the Dragon Blade, and they pull through.
Well, that was definitely one of our closest maps yet of the day. I mean, Israel came very close to winning that one, and it was only through, I would say, fairly minor mistakes that Germany was able to hold. Yeah, some crucial plays by Germany, too. Internet Hulk killing Diva at the very end was pretty clutch.
It was very clutch indeed, but Internet Hulk pretty consistently a good performer, and he's been, of course, out of the mix in terms of being a player since he left the Envy roster and moved to coaching over at Team Liquid, but he still has that game sense, and that's what you need. When are you going to ult there, and are you keeping track of the cooldowns of the enemy team? And the answer for Hulk there was yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's one map down. Germany with the edge. It will be the map choice of Israel next as we go into our control map. We're in our final match of day 1, the Overwatch World Cup, Santa Monica. It's good to be back in the U.S., Monte Cristo. We've been traveling the world for the last 4 weeks. We're back.
We have successfully circumnavigated the globe.
We have, yeah, literally circumnavigated the globe.
I like to think of myself as a modern-day Magellan, except I lived.
Yeah. That's true. That makes you the better Magellan.
I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
I'd like to think of myself as a modern-day Superman, you know, in that movie where he flew around the Earth. Although I didn't turn back time.
Wow. What do I even say to that, though? That's incredibly lame. If you're going to be a modern-day Superman, at least you could be successful at being a modern-day Superman.
Well,
and isn't Superman still in the modern day, technically?
I mean, he's kind of whenever you want to put him, really. Although I haven't seen any like prehistoric Superman. And it's probably out there. It probably exists.
I'm pretty sure it exists.
I don't know. Punching T-Rexes and stuff. Yeah. That's what I meant. I flew back in time, punched a T-Rex, and I'm back in the U.S. Hey, guys, let's watch some Overwatch. There you go.
How much did you alter the timeline by punching that T-Rex?
Not much. I don't. We're gonna find out. Hey, I'm just saying there's a reason why we're digging up all those bones.
Hey, I'm just saying there's a reason why we don't have hover cars now, and that's because you punched the T-Rex.
I set technology back millions of years. Sorry about that, planet Earth. We could, you know, it'd be like the Mario Brothers film where it's like hyper-intelligent descendants of dinosaurs.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, I don't even know.
You're missing out.
I'm not.
It's a good one to revisit, Monte Cristo.
I think I deleted that from my memory on purpose.
Well, I feel bad for your memory. Here we are in Lijiang Tower, guys. Map number 2 between Germany and Israel. Israel trying to tie things up. This is their map choice for control. And we're going to start things out on Garden.
That we are, and Israel, looks like Eco might be playing the Tracer in this time, and Cafe moves to the Soldier, so mixing up the Tracer role. And for Germany, Crank's still going to be on the Soldier. Seeing a little bit of flexibility from him, Internet Hulk on the Widowmaker, but he will not be staying on that.
That's looking like one of my solo queue teams right there. It's like no supports. Yeah, that's about par for the course.
Hey, Vainless is trying to play the Zenyatta, you know.
I'm just going to stick to Lucio Ball where I'm diamond and people appreciate my skill.
And everybody's forced to play support.
That's right. There we go. I found a land to thrive in. Well, Germany getting ready. Hulk back on the Lucio. No shock there as the door is open. And our control map begins. Dive for both teams. Going with the Soldier on both sides, though.
Yep, so we are going to see a poke battle here at the start. Looking, wow, that's an early dive, actually.
A skipjack getting in there, man.
And he's getting in there, and he's actually staying alive as well. So
yeah.
Sean P now getting focused. Looks like he's about to be DMEC, but they can't quite finish it off. Awkward, stuck on the bridge right now. Eco trying to go around the side. Deadly Mitch will find Cranks in the back line, but still more kills over for Germany as Nesh wins the Tracer duel.
Whoa, Pulse Bomb thrown out by Nesh as he went down. Didn't get any kills with it, though. And Israel responding with a bunch of kills for Cafe, and they're actually going to win this early fight in the long run, and probably, let's see if they can get the point rolling first.
Well, the DPS going down for Germany early really hurt them, and Israel at least has the damage to finish out the remainder of those kills. And that's going to be Israel taking the point right now, and we'll see if they can protect it over the bridge and which way Germany's going to approach. Cranks is trying to build up a little bit more of his ult meter.
Germany coming across the bridge again, diving in. And Nash getting very low. Cranks actually got booped there at the end by Sean P.
That was a good play by Sean P.
That was rough.
Germany was trying to coordinate a flank with Nesh coming around the opposite side of the point. Did get some movement on the control meter, but he's not going to cap it. And again, Cranks goes down early, and that means that Israel continues to hold onto the point.
Yeah, up to nearly 40 control % right now. Germany's got some time to build up some ultimates and save for a bigger push, but you're certainly starting to get a little bit stressed out now, and Israel sitting pretty with a good amount of ults to use, and more coming up soon.
And they keep coming out now. Self-destruct over the bridge. They are going to not quite get around the corner. Vainless caught out by the self-destruct.
Yeah, poor Zenyatta couldn't get away in time. A kill on the other side as Sean P is knocked out of his mech at least. Skipjack rather, diving in. Nice punch to finish off Cafe. Kills for both sides, but Israel kind of pulling ahead again. Skipjack alive for the moment with this Primal Rage, but the rest of his team is gone, so
he's going to have to jump off, and no value really gained from that. He's not going to have it to actually delay the point as we hit close to 99% right now, maybe give a glimmer of an opportunity for a German comeback here.
I feel like we're seeing a bit of carelessness on the German side. I mean, it seems like they're fighting these fights with this assumption that they're going to win with the kind of over-aggressive moves they're making, and they're paying for it. Cafe with the tack visor now. Cranks popped his as well. Both teams at a bit of a stalemate damage-wise from these soldiers. Israel, meanwhile, though, nearly at 99%. They're going to use the Transcendence as Germany comes in.
Yeah, respond with a trance of their own, but Skipjack has to be very careful to how he reacts. This Cafe nearly bounced off, but manages to make it back onto the point. So a lot of damage, and there's no Primal Rage in order to protect him. Turns around, tries to zone out. Vainless is finished off instead by Icefeld.
Yeah, Internet Hulk still alive for the moment, just trying to keep Germany in it. Finally gets taken down. We're into OT. And Israel looks like they're going to hold this one. Pulse Bomb not getting the kill, but Vainless falls regardless, and Israel wins Garden 100-0.
Yeah, very confidently on the control map. So puts themselves 1 point away from taking control and evening up this series.
Yeah, these are best of threes on control here at the World Cup, so one more round win would do it for Israel. They tie up the series.
I'm much more confident in their ult economy on the control that time, so good to see.
And it was really, I mean, Germany, especially towards the end, you saw this kind of frantic play style where it felt like if you watched Germany, everybody was really trying to make their own individual best play, and there wasn't a lot of communication about like how to go in.
It's exactly the same problem Israel had on the first map. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we can say, hey, these teams look pretty even.
And neither of them's looking great, to be honest.
Yeah, but, you know.
Lots to tighten up still. It's still, we've got only in our second map at halftime an opportunity for committees and coaches to make adjustments.
Yep, we'll get Arachne in there and he can look sternly at them.
Scary. It's terrifying.
There we go. It might work. All right, here we go.
Cranks on the Reaper. Seen this already today, so another low-range composition. Skipjack wants to be using the Reinhardt, a hero that he is definitely known for.
Oh, yeah. Got that Reaper, too, so a very different look from Germany here on Control Center.
Yeah, has to be super careful about that, too. Fragon getting in. He tries to bump out Cranks and just separate the healer from the rest of the Reaper from the rest of the team, rather.
Vainless got a little bit separated, too, so trying to take advantage of that now. Fragon actually with some really nice positioning on that Lucio. Germany, though, losing a few people. Looks like Israel's pulling ahead in the end. And Cafe, I mean, nobody's been able to touch this guy this map so far. He's just been kind of free-firing into whoever he wants to.
Cranks takes out Sean P in the mini diva form, but that's just not enough. And Israel again taking the point. Cafe pushing pretty far forward. Not going to have an opportunity to pulse bomb on the approach by Germany now. As Vainless takes him out, he will be delayed in his respawn.
Well, the nice thing is that even though he did die, Germany is playing a comp that takes a while to get back to the point. So you can see they're only there now. And Cafe's going to be back pretty soon. Pulse Bomb used. There's Eco with the Dragon Blade. Transcendence used for both teams here. Eco looking for a few more kills. They've got the sound barrier from Internet Hulk as well. So no kills for that Genji. Here comes the Death Blossom, though. Cranks gets one onto Fragon.
Nesh nearly dying, but it just wasn't there. It was so close to getting that kill with the Dragon Blade onto the Zarya, but now they are going to finish off the fight regardless as Cafe just plays that Janitor, cleans up everybody on the side of Germany. And I mean, it did look grim, at least at first, but Israel maintains their control.
A lot of people talk about the strength that Reaper has as a cleanup hero, but Tracer is the ultimate Janitor. I mean, if you don't put pressure on this hero constantly, it is just going to be doing tons and tons of damage to you in the back lines.
Yeah, finally Germany making an adjustment. Icefelt on the Tracer, Cranks back on the Genji, which he has seen success with on Hollywood. There's going to be a pulse bomb right over the top.
Oh, it was in front of the shield, I think, in the end. He got a little bit too far forward there, so it didn't stick Reinhardt specifically. Eco coming back, getting a kill now, and Germany a little bit scattered after that flawed pulse bomb.
Yeah, they are, and Nesh still, even though he has that Graviton Surge and he was nano boosted, gets the kill, but he can't really contribute to the fight. Lowered and pushed out of the point entirely. 85% now for Israel. They have a Transcendence there, Germany waiting. They need this Graviton to be huge for them. The crowd control combo is there with the Earth Shatter.
Wow, if Germany loses this map 200% to 0, that will be pretty shocking. Trying to come in again. They've got the Reinhardt in the front. Uses the Earth Shatter, but not a lot of follow-up, it seems like.
Well, the Genji.
Awkward did go down, and there goes Fragon. Both supports have eliminated. Team Germany definitely with a big lead in this one, and they might be able to flip it. Looks like they probably will. Yeah, okay, so Germany will finally get some control percent building, but it took a lot to get there.
And it was a pretty high price too, Doa.
Yeah.
I mean, using both the Graviton, you have to make sure that you get those pickups and the Earth Shatter at the same time. Internet Hulk is going to come up on a sound barrier right now. Cranks doing some work, just slashing through with the Genji to grab the kills, especially on the demeching D.Va.
Yep.
And Hulk now sitting here waiting in the very back line. Will sound barrier immediately.
Yeah, they knew that Israel is coming in, so now got to survive it. Nice sleep dart, actually. Onto Fragon, gets very low. Sean P nearly demeched as well. We can see from the health bars up at the top. Awkward falls. Cranks really making that Dragon Blade work. And now Germany has bought themselves a bit more time, a lot more time, as Israel forced to regroup once again.
Deadly Mitch used his Primal Rage at the end of that despite all of his teammates effectively being dead. That's something that could have been useful on the next push considering the investment Germany had to make. However, Nesh is sitting here very high charge, quickly working his way up to that next Graviton. And you can see Germany, this is how we usually see the Reinhardt and the Zarya played on this map. Up, forward, towards the choke, catch them with the crowd control as you come through the door.
That's how the comp gets scary, right? You take the point and then you try to avoid them even getting back there. They weren't able to do that. Israel back on the point right now. Deadly Mitch with the kill on the skipjack already. Cranks firing away, but Israel's got a nice edge. Eco with the Dragon Blade now, and Nesh fully charged, but can't stay alive. Awkward with the triple kill, flagging out on the Zenyatta. Yeah, that's the bloodthirsty support I like to see. Israel nearly has it too. They were able to flip it back, and despite that optimistic Earth Shatter, Israel will take the 2-0 on Lijiang Tower.
So 1-1 now in this series as we head into halftime. Israel getting it together. Germany trying to run a less orthodox composition on Control Center, but it just doesn't pan out for them. They had to make some switches late, and even though they got some control on the point back, the investment just not paying off.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of comp that really needs to win that first fight and then control the spawn. And if you lose that, it's really, really tough to take it and then hold it for that long.
Yeah, I think also, you know, if you do lose that, maybe you have to switch immediately, make some faster adjustments.
Yep. Well, let's throw it over the desk to see what they've got to say about those first couple maps.
Thank you so much, guys. And wow, I mean, I said it was going to be a great match, and I'm glad I'm right. I'm kind of sort of right.
It's not for Overwatch anymore.
Yeah, it's not for Overwatch.
Thank goodness.
It's done. It's over. You know, no more. So if you're just joining us here, Israel and Germany currently tied in this series 1-1. Germany came out of the gate swinging, and they looked very, very good in Hollywood, despite a good defense to start things off for Israel. Wasn't going to be the case. And now in Lijiang, it was all Israel all the time. Reinforce. Want to bring you in here and get your thoughts because there were some plays that you did want to talk about in specific.
Yeah, we're going to break it down, but not with Lucio. Okay, so we can jump right into it. We're going to break down Germany's play style here a bit. They're a bit reminiscent of Russia that we saw in Katowice, Poland. So we're going to see here, okay, so Eco is the guy whose perspective we're watching, right? But we want to take a look at Germany here. So Skipjack placing the Winston bubble, playing a bit passive. But if we roll this and play the clip, you can see that Cranks is going in alone, and he's going to end up dying. So Germany's struggling a bit with the engages here, and that's what I want to make that's basically my point with this replay. But for the next one, we're going to see them where Germany really shines, what's their strength. And it's pretty comparable to Russia. So we're going to see them fighting on the payload here, and this is where Cranks has so much room to shine. He doesn't have to jump forward himself with a dash and jump for targets. He has all the time in the world, so much room to work with. And as we play the clip, we're just going to see him capitalize on that, pick his targets smoothly, dashing in, getting the kills, and winning the fight. Playing a bit more passive, that's where Germany's strength lies.
Very impressive stuff, and Cranks has had one hell of a run thus far, and even some of these other clips too. I do also want to take note of this Fragon one as well, because this was really cool.
Yeah,
right?
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
That was a really cool movement ability.
Well, not only that, but also the way that he attempted to separate supports from the rest of his squad, right? Or from the other team. That is very important to have.
Yeah. The guy's 28, and he's gliding on walls.
You make it seem like, you know, I'm about to be 30. You kind of make me feel like a little old.
I mean, I'd like to see you play for Team USA. Can you say next year, Golden Boy?
I highly doubt it. You know, then again, I think Sturg will put me on there as like a troll pick. So, or maybe I'll be like the water boy. I'll take that one. But you know what? What I will take is another T-Mobile Unlimited Gaming Break. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Nailed it. Nailed it. And we're actually on the sidelines there with the one and only Malik, who has a look at that handsome, dapper gentleman. Malik, take it away.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy, for all the compliments. I'm here with Jake from Team USA. Jake, you know, it's very intriguing to me that this is your first ever live event. You're here representing your country. How's this experience been for you?
You know, it's been amazing. I think Blizzard has done an exceptional job with the players. I've talked to a lot of people with a bit more LAN experience, and they highlight how well Blizzard does compared to other LAN organizers. You know, it's just everything from the accommodations to, you know, the LAN itself has been just going absolutely perfectly. No complaints about the organization, so it's just been a pleasure for my first event.
All right, they are top-notch indeed. All right, so you actually, you were saying yesterday during our little talk that we had back in the talent room that a lot of people were questioning Team USA and the skill that the team has. Do you feel like you guys, you know, basically made your mark coming out this first day and dominating with that 4-0 victory?
I mean, it's certainly a start, but, you know, there's a long road to BlizzCon, and we're not taking anything for granted. So ultimately, it's going to be up to our ability to defeat Brazil tomorrow and then Chinese Taipei after that.
All right, man. Well, you know what? I wish you the best of luck. You know I'm going to be watching everything Team USA does. And you guys are making the crowd proud, so good on you for that. And this has been another T-Mobile Unlimited Gaming Break. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Malik. Always good. And the crowd going nuts as well. You guys have been pretty dope this whole time. Although you get some free stuff too, so let's not act like you're always cheering for us. You know? Oh, except that guy. Shout out to that guy. And that guy too, and that guy, and that girl, and the flag, the U.S. flag over there. You gotta love it. Everyone here has been awesome. You know, I'm just saying, you have some competition because Sydney was pretty hype, you know? So you gotta bring the energy. You gotta bring the hype. You guys gonna bring the hype? There you go. It's easy, you know. You just gotta nudge him in the right direction. All right, guys. Well, here we are. Israel and Germany tied 1-1, and we're gonna have to start with players to watch here. Rachel, I'm gonna kick it over to you. Who was your player to watch?
Oh, this is an easy choice for Israel. It's got to be the #1 world rank at one-time player, Caffey. He is phenomenal. He's got a deep hero pool. We've seen some of them here today, but if you go back and you watch his VODs when he was top of the world, he plays everything. And we saw a little bit of that when he switched over to 76. It changed the game on Lijiang Tower. He is a force to be reckoned with here.
Yeah, it's incredible how can be such a fantastic player and so unbelievably carefree. His name should be Carefree, not Caffey. You know, just saying. Oh, man.
With all the E's.
With all the E's.
6 E's.
He was very clear.
Important.
He was very clear that we had to have 6 E's in his name. So Caffey.
Carefree.
Yeah. Oh, dear God.
Well, he certainly isn't carefree. This team really, really cares about this game. And they've shown they did a boot camp where you can all watch the VODs on Twitch. They lived there. They worked so hard to bring a good showing to this Overwatch World Cup. And I'm really proud to see them do well against Germany.
Yeah, well, we're going to continue to see this match as it continues on, how Caffey can perform. But Zoe, I want to get your reactions now because Germany falling in that game, they certainly have a lot of pressure on them. What's your player to pick in this situation?
I think I would go with Kranks. Kranks has shown a lot of versatility and also deeper hero pool. I was really impressed with him playing fairly calm and not really overextending too much, considering that this is his first LAN experience. I feel like he's keeping his cool pretty well. We saw him on Genji, on Soldier, on Reaper, and whenever his team actually did play passive and give him the room to slice and dice through his enemies, he actually did the work.
It's honestly just been a joy to see him play and a pleasant surprise as well because, you know, I don't want to knock on anyone, right? We're not too familiar with him, or at least this is his first opportunity on the stage such as this, and to be able to show up the way that he has been very impressive. But guys, we're getting ready for the next matchup, and I can't wait. It's going to be great. I don't know what it's going to be, but we all know it's going to be a fantastic next 2 games. Monty, Doa, want to get your thoughts here because this matchup's heating up.
Thank you, Golden Boy. In fact, we think a lot of things all the time.
Too many things, really.
Too many for the average human to comprehend. But
we try to get some of that on the broadcast, though.
That's right. Yeah, a little bit anyway. Yeah. Well, Germany versus Israel, guy. We're all tied up. No for Overwatch anymore. But, you know, that was a very positive, sort of a happy, carefree, I guess you could say, desk, but I think it's time we bring some realism to how these teams have been performing, man. I mean, it hasn't been the cleanest match, has it?
No, we haven't really seen a lot of complete play from either of these teams, whether it's been the superior teamwork and ult coordination from Germany, but maybe a little bit lacking in the individual department, whereas Israel has been doing a great job sort of winning the out-fragging battle, showing off their mechanics, but pretty questionable ult usage so far. But now that they've had a little bit of a break to maybe readjust, recenter themselves, we may see some different play from these guys, and it will be Germany up on the attack first.
It's interesting because you see teams that are effectively the same strength, it seems like, but in different ways, right? Israel needs to get a bit more coordinated. Germany maybe needs to finish off a couple more of those clutch plays. And if both of those teams can do that, we are going to have an extremely intense next two maps. And if either one of those teams does it, then we're going to have a 2-0 for that team.
Yeah, I think the issue is, though, is that the out-fragging ability shows itself more in control, and that's only one of 3 maps in this pool, whereas you look at Hybrid and the Escort and the Assault maps, and those do tend to reward play more like we've seen from Germany. So
very true.
I think we really need to see some increased coordination and target selection from the Israeli side. They have a chance to do it here. They will be playing a dive defense.
Yep.
Cafe is on the side.
Oh, all right.
Lurking for the flank. He will be
in space.
He's in space, responding to the call. So he's going to come there, pop through that door. If Germany tries to take the high ground through the right side, they are going to do it. So we'll see if Cafe is going to make a surprise appearance through those doors.
From space. Well, Awkward does go down early. Rough start for Israel off the bat as Germany attacks here on Horizon Lunar Colony. Trying to push back Eco a little bit. He's on his own, low health. Internet Hulk moving up the stairs. Now Cafe does get the kill on the skipjack. Oh, and Cranks comes in with a couple on that Genji. So Germany pulling ahead in the fight overall.
And they get the D-Mech too, so this should be pretty easy for Germany to push through onto the point. The faster respawn times mean they're going to have a lot of advantages. Cranks just gets the resets in this room, dashing to and fro, slicing and dicing his way to a point A take. Israel may attempt to make a late hold here, and they are going to jump in.
Icefelt goes down really fast, so okay, all right, so this defense might work out for Israel. Yeah, Cafe just like gets a smooth 3 kills, and I guess Germany's not taking the point quick after all.
Looks like he didn't stick anybody with that pulse bomb, but he got enough damage down to finish them off with some headshots. So pulse bomb does end up doing work. Cafe building up the pulse bomb quickly as an effect, and they only get 1 tick here, so that was an impressive and immediate hold by Israel, and they are going to have a chance to reset yet again. Germany may not be as lucky to get through quickly on their next approach. They're going to try it differently now, just leaping onto the high ground. Skipjack finds Awkward right away.
Yeah, much more of a dive early on. Lucia very low as well. Cranks does go down. Deadly Mitch with the kill there. Nesh, meanwhile, pulse bomb loaded up. He's on the point. Nice kill on Deshaun P after he's D-Mech. Eco, he needs a big Dragon Blade to turn this thing around. Killing Internet Hulk certainly helps. Oh, but he gets taken out before he can do any more with it. And now the control meter building. It looks like Germany really on track to take point A this time.
Yeah, you may look at that Dragon Blade and say, okay, that was kind of a waste, but he is going to be switching over to the Sombra anyway, and the rest of his team is going to be fine in terms of stabilizing. They already have the Transcendence, sound barrier nearly there. So Israel in a great place to defend on point B with their ult economy, not really that impactful to use that, and especially if they want to switch things up to a Sombra.
Well, you don't see a ton of really aggro attacks coming in on point B in this situation anyway, because teams like to wait, build up more ultimates. So you've usually got a bit of breathing room anyway. Nice one coming around the side with that D.Va now. A lot of free shots on the Deadly Mitch, actually. It's getting a little bit low. Ooh, but they do get kills on Cranks and Vaneless, though. Good start for Israel on the defense. Germany, they're okay with this. They're like, all right, we just want to build some ultimates, get ready for that big 6 ult push.
Yeah, that's set, though. Nesh actually does pick up a couple kills. Finally taken out on the point as he is outnumbered. Not really going to be able to make hardly any progress at all as it resets back to 0%.
Well, Germany went down pretty quick in that fight, so I don't know how much ult charge they were actually able to gain from that. Usually want to last a little bit longer.
Yeah, Icefeld will be going on the Soldier 76 right now, so triple DPS will be it for Germany. All about that coordination and target selection now. Need that the Soldier to open up and the other 2 DPS to actually finish off those kills. Going to start with an EMP, though, and a quick dive in from Deadly Mitch.
Yep, Sean P gets a kill into Skipjack early, but yeah, Deadly Mitch, we saw him getting really low on the high ground. He does get taken out. Germany not suffering a whole lot due to that EMP, and they're going to come back on the attack with that Transcendence. Israel pushed back nearly to spawn for the moment, and they've got a little bit of control meter built up. If Germany, they can't quite get it to the first tick. If they would have been able to do that, it would have been nice, but...
Yeah, but Germany did force out the sound barrier. Awkward, not with the Transcendence yet. So this is a great time for Germany to strike. They should have the sound barrier a little bit faster, and they're going to have a Dragon Blade as well. So they can get down onto the point quickly, and they need that big cleanup from the Dragon Blade.
Oh, Nico coming in from behind, looking for a possible kill. A lot of damage to Icefeld before he translocates back again. Paves away for Cafe to come in. Oh, but they got the pick on the Cafe. Internet Hulk with the finishing blow there. And now Germany storming in. This is their moment. They do get EMP'd.
Wow, EMP just in time, and that's absolutely huge. They get the kill onto Veinless. That was a very close situation, but the reaction from Eco, absolutely appropriate.
Yep.
And that means they are going to continue holding right now. Germany really couldn't flip the switch on the sound barrier, would have been eliminated by the EMP anyway. And Eco already back up at 90%.
Whoa, fans! Yeah, we love you guys. Do you think that the Primal Rage for Skipjack at the end of the last push was really warranted? Nearly everyone was dead. All he did is kind of delay his own respawn.
No, not at all.
Not a big fan.
Germany may be baited in. I don't think they know the EMP's back up, so nope, not going to have a chance to sound barrier before they are EMP'd. So there was an opportunity there for some mind games because that EMP came up even faster than normal.
Now Cafe with some revenge on the Internet Hulk. Skipjack does manage to finish off Sean P before he can remech again. And Icefeld on that high ground. They push Israel back, but they haven't quite got that resounding fight win that you really need if you're going to build the control meter on point B here.
No, they haven't. But
need to win it harder.
But finally, maybe there's an opportunity, right? Again, we're in a situation where the sound barrier is out. Now they know the EMP is down. Internet Hulk has been holding this barrier for a long time because they need that window of opportunity to use it with the Dragon Blade, which is tricky with the Sombra, who can just delete it instantaneously, especially when you have to fight out in the open.
Yeah. All right, Israel getting ready for it. They know this is going to be an aggressive one. Oh, they've got Skipjack really low already. Awkward goes back for a little bit of healing, a little bit of safety. Cranks gets 2 with the Dragon Blade already. Israel in a little bit of trouble here. Pulse Bomb manages to pop Sean P out of the mech, and Germany able to gain at least that first tick, and they're probably going to get a lot more here.
Yeah, they're trying to find Eco right now, knowing he translocated back. That's going to be the kill for Cranks. Now they just have to camp through. Sound barrier comes out for Israel, but Sean P still not remech'd right now, and he will just be stomped on the side by a Winston.
Yeah, the respawns are fast for Israel, and Deadly Mitch does have the Primal Rage to at least buy some time for the rest of his team to come back. Germany's so close, though. Internet Hulk with 2. Whoa. I like to see that.
And
EMP comes in, though.
And Icefeld still on the side. With the tactical visor, the EMP was too late to stop him. So he does manage to zone them out and just camp both sides of that spawn that are very difficult to get through. Those choke points, if you're on the defense, once the attacking team gets hold of it. So Germany will cap both points successfully. Minute and a half left in the time bank for them.
It's not as much time as we see a lot of times on this map, but it is something. And it's a tall order for Israel again. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, they really showed their strength on control, but now we're back to the attack-defense situation, and they definitely struggled a little bit on the first map.
Now, you can really see in that match, though, how Internet Hulk was saving that sound barrier for the end.
Yeah.
Like, playing extremely cautiously around the EMP, not wanting it to be canceled out, and looking for the right opportunity.
He gets a lot more killing blows than the average Lucio does, too. I like that, but...
He's been doing well so far today.
Yeah. And in a dive meta that's so Winston-centric, for somebody like Internet Hulk, who's like one of the old Winston pros in Overwatch, I mean, he knows exactly how those engages go. So he's not going to get caught like a lot of other Lucios will, too.
That's definitely true. And it will be Germany on the defense now. Israel looking like they're going to run that dive composition again on attack. And Internet Hulk is going to be playing a little Sombra right now. So trying to snowball that, of course, if he can, into the point B defense if absolutely necessary. So makes it so that you can't really, even if you win hard on point A, if you're the attacking team, the defending team has that Sombra, you'll be very close to an EMP anyway, so they can't just immediately take point B. It makes it very difficult.
I'm surprised Sombra has an Overwatch spray. You know, maybe she's just using it. Maybe she's using it to frame Overwatch. You know, she like commits a crime and she sprays it. She's like, "It was me. It wasn't Talon. It was Overwatch."
I'm sure everybody would fall for that instantly. Duh.
That's evil. They're like, "Oh, the spray again. Overwatch." Yeah. All right. Germany going to try to hold off Israel here. Try to keep them from getting 2 points. Nash with the kill onto Awkward early.
Man, he just zipped back there and one clipped Awkward. Sean P trying to get back onto the high ground right now. While they wait for their teammate to respond. Internet Hulk already with 30%.
I like that spray from Diva. In case you didn't realize, it says salt.
It does say salt.
In Korean on that, yeah. We can all see it's salt, but it also says salt.
Thanks for the translation, Doa.
You're welcome. I only translate the most obvious things. Oh, Awkward going down again. That's twice now that he's gotten picked by Germany, and that's going to follow up by a pretty crushing teamfight win for them.
Yeah, they're getting jumped on right now. Cafe, once again, waiting for his teammates, but that's usually how these dive defenses work, is that you just try and control a choke point and jump on them all at once.
That's so rough.
They're approaching, and yeah, that's a rough stagger.
Yeah. It's going to be a big delay for Israel to get their attack put together again.
Here we go. Nesh just trying to get some of that damage down the side, slow them down as much as he can.
Israel going back into the room again. Seems a little bit risky, but this time around, Germany
managed to get up to the second floor this time, but still the poke is pretty severe, and that's going to be Icefelt taking out Fragon. He was split off from his tank line right there.
I got a little bit ahead of the group, didn't get the pulse bomb off, but now Cranks with the Dragon Blade. No kills for him. Israel with a chance to fight back, but they've lost enough people that I don't know if they're going to be able to really keep this push going. Yeah, they're going to have to fall back.
Yeah, Cafe died later in that fight, so even though Germany lost Cranks on his Dragon Blade engage, he will be able to get back to the point in time that they're able to formulate an attack. Plus, they have to be worried about the EMP. If they walk into this point together, they are going to all get EMP'd.
Oh, yeah.
Internet Hulk he's lurking. He's sprinting up.
The lurking Hulk. Here we go, he's going to translocate in. There's the EMP. Don't know if he caught everybody with that, but he caught enough. Awkward does get the kill, though. That's embarrassing for a Sombra. Germany still standing strong with their Transcendence, and they're getting the kills they need. Yeah, it's going to be another hold. That sound barrier for Israel not doing a ton.
No, it was late there. And Germany's going to be happy with that mistake because that was a very poor EMP engage from Internet Hulk. He was not quite out the door, it looked like, so I'm not sure he hit all the targets in the first place, but also made it so he didn't have any escape. He could have just run in there, frankly, and he committed to that before Israel actually wanted to make that attack.
Well, he kind of ended up there when Israel was on like other sides, opposite sides of the wall, too, so. That was a bit awkward. Oh, it's okay. He's already got 70% towards his EMP. It doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter because Fragon used his beat, so he doesn't have to cancel that.
Self-destruct for Germany just to keep Israel back a little bit more. Now they're on the point again. Kills coming in. Vainless does fall. Nash on the outside just trying to delay Israel a little bit more. And Cranks, again, looking for that big Dragon Blade. Gets one before he gets taken out by Cafe.
And the EMP went down again, so Nash still wants some of these kills, chasing out Deadly Mitchell. Has to be careful, though, only at 28 HP right now. Eco will get the reflect kill onto him, and I think this is going to be a Germany decides they must fall back to point B. So Israel, with 30 seconds remaining, going to add some time to the clock.
It's been a great hold, though. I mean, Germany really has eaten most of the time off the clock for Israel. They're going to start off with just about 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
And Hulk switching back to the Lucio now means that he is very far away from a sound barrier. And with Eco coming through with the Dragon Blade, this is a wonderful opportunity for Israel just to immediately take this next map. Germany going to be relatively undefended right now. No Transcendence to counteract this, and that's a good pulse bomb from Cafe to open things up. This is very scary for Germany.
Cranks falls early, and they've already got Germany bottled up back by Swan. We talked about this. Germany used this against Israel as well. Eco gets 2 before he gets taken out. That control meter building up, 2/3 already for Israel, and just the stragglers now for Germany. If Israel can handle the respawns, they're going to set a great time. They're almost there. There's the sound barrier. They just need to keep winning this fight.
And Eco's going to come back with the Dragon Blade. Remember that when he gets here. Is he going to use it right away? Pulse bomb goes down, but it's not going to pick up the kills for Cafe. And here comes Eco.
Uh-oh, Dragon Blade out yet again. Has to spend a little bit of time reflecting before he goes back in. And I don't mean thinking about his past. I mean reflecting damage. Israel, though, still finding those kills, and they will get it. 3:19 on the clock. Much better time than Germany.
Much better. And that time, they had all the opportunities. I am surprised that Hulk switched back to the Lucio.
A little bit, yeah.
For point B. I think you look at that and you say, well, we are so behind at ult economy. You don't do things which are going to make you even further behind. And yes, he had just used the EMP to attempt to defend point A. Germany sort of went all in for the full hold, and it ended up backfiring against them.
EMP builds so fast, though, that in a situation like that, you think you'd want to stick on it. But
yeah, that's my opinion, though. I think that in those scenarios, you have to be able to communicate with your teammates and say, okay, what do we have for a defensive point B? And if the answer is nothing, I think you stay and you try and get that EMP. So at least you don't get ridiculously snowballed on like we saw there.
So you're saying something is better than nothing. That's your analysis of the situation.
That's definitely it.
That's good.
It wasn't Hulk's analysis of the situation, though.
I'm glad I could break that down for all the fans.
You're breaking it down like Lucio right now, Noah.
Break it down.
Well, Israel will be on the defense yet again with the higher time bank. Eco playing the soldier, so no more.
Yeah, there's the salt again. Salt in Korean is so good.
It is.
There you go.
Put the salt on assault, you know.
Zero salt on assault makes sense. We're so educational.
We are.
Israel on the defense. Here comes Germany on the attack once again. Only about 2:20 or 1:25 left on the clock here. Not a lot of time to take point A. Let's see if they can do it.
Okay, so Germany sneaking up into the room. Nobody diving onto them right now. They have that soldier, so less attractive. You don't want to get the Genji in there like you normally would to dash back and forth. Germany still taking a lot of damage right now. The healing just not there as Skipjack and Nesh melt in the front line.
Yeah, Israel kind of just grinds the team down.
Yeah, they just got poked into oblivion. And now that they know the soldier's there, you may see a bit of a different approach now for Germany.
Yeah,
Only
we'll
45 seconds, though, and that is not a lot of time to actually get things done.
Yeah. Ult's building, meanwhile, for both teams.
Icefeld waiting. Man, this is a long wait right now. This attack has to work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Vainless gets a huge right click.
Awkward going down early. And 25 seconds left on the clock right now. Germany desperate to make this push happen. And Fragon goes down. Okay, both supports out of the way. Israel in a lot of trouble here. Sean P coming back to try to start something. And Deadly Mitch still has that primal rage, so he can delay just a little bit at least. Maybe enough for the respawns to come back.
Well, Cafe was killed by the Diva boost at the end of things. So now it's Cranks on the point right now. Has to deal with his ulting Winston. But at least he's getting some damage down. And finally, they are going to take out Deadly Mitch. So Germany should be able to make this work.
Yeah, they're trying anyway. Deadly Mitch goes down, and yeah, I think if you're Israel, you have to back off. Oh, an awkward spot. And that was a great reflect from Cranks to punish it.
Well, really, let's talk about Vainless there, who got the opening pickoff. If that hadn't happened, that could have been an absolute disaster. Germany with 25 seconds remaining right now. 4 ultimates available. They've got 1 shot at this one. They must clean up the point. Icefeld down on the soldier. Cranks goes in.
He's got the sound barrier to keep him up. Israel, though, backing away.
Oh, he didn't kill the Diva before the reback, and
that's
now...
rough. Well, he gets Cafe somehow on the fadeaway Shuriken. And now Germany trying to stay up with the Transcendence. Israel storming back in. They've got the respawn advantage. Fragon does go down, though, and we're into OT, of course. If Germany can just get that first ticking a little bit more, it'll be worth it.
I mean, Fragon's going to engage with the sound barrier again. This should be it for the German attack.
Probably.
They got point A, but they're not going to get anything on point B. No progress.
Okay, so Germany takes point A. They got a point there, but the fact that they weren't able to get even the first tick on point B is worrisome. If you're Germany, you're definitely concerned here with the amount of time that Israel still has on the clock.
I think if you're Germany, you're just happy you got point A right now.
Yeah, sure.
That was a hell of a right click that even got you that far in a desperate situation with only 30 seconds remaining.
Impressive for a guy who apparently doesn't have veins. Usually the human body can't operate in that situation, but he makes it work.
He does.
I guess so.
No blood pumping there.
Yeah, veinless. Huh. Who knew? The wonders of modern science, Monte Cristo.
That's what I tell myself every day.
Someone with no veins can be an Overwatch professional player.
I think there's a lot more amazing things going on in the Overwatch world, such as your ability to die from impact in a low-grav environment.
I know,
apparently.
right? Yeah.
Well, Israel now at 319. Let's see if they can make some headway, cap both points, decisive in their initial run.
Yep.
And will they go with the soldier again? It was relatively successful for them on defense.
Well, Germany did hold for quite a while against Israel in their defensive round. So given that there's less time on the clock now, you'd have to feel fairly comfortable coming into this as Germany.
Yeah, and also they were pretty good at, as you say, stalling out on point A at least. And
yeah.
Hulk on the Sombra right now. So the pickoffs were fast for Germany as Nesh and Hulk combined to take out some of the supports.
Fast and furious.
And Israel really needs to make sure they stay together better this time, because sometimes they got cut off like that. I mean, you can see Nesh dividing them right now.
Yeah, Germany's been really good at the diving engages on this defense on point A.
They have to stick together. Deadly Mitch actually going to get a kill on a Vainless, so
all right.
Counteracting, and this is going to be, it looks like a very fast attack for Israel.
Yeah, now Israel has to get on the point right now, take advantage of that. Sean P does get hacked, but the rest of his team moving onto the point. Eco with the kill onto Cranks, and this is a pretty resounding team fight win for Israel.
Yeah, he needs to get back on the point. I like what we see Eco doing right now. Icefelt was already zoned out. He wasn't a threat to anybody. Now even less so that he loses his suit and is forced to retreat onto that low ground, finally taken out by Awkward, and that is a one-push cap for Israel.
This is so rough for Germany right now because there's still 250 on the clock.
They have
and
the
all
EMP,
Israel
though.
needs is that first tick.
Yeah, they have the EMP though, so I don't think this cap is, or this push is going to be successful unless Hulk manages to die.
Well, Israel's got time though. All they need to do is draw out that EMP and then focus on the next attack being the one they win with.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, EMP used almost immediately by Internet Hulk. He does go down immediately afterwards, though. Germany getting the kills to follow up. At the same time, the control meter being built up in Cafe with a big kill against Vainless again.
They have to stop this.
Whoa, guys. There's a tracer on the point right now.
Okay,
that was close, man.
Very close on the back cap.
Yeah.
That could have been an absolute disaster. Instead, now we're going to check out Cranks again, getting the resets, making sure that he picks off, cleans up the fight. But the investment was there, and Cafe very nearly wins the game for his team.
Very close. Wow. All right, well, Israel with some more ultimates to work with. And again, the big story there is that they got the EMP out. Internet Hulk practically has it back again, though, so that could be a problem. Cafe with the kill on the Cranks to force Israel into the power play here as they come onto point B. They're building that control meter already. Awkward gets taken down and Eco pushed out. Ooh, managed to get the kills though. And this might be Israel's moment. They may have it right here.
And they're almost there. Doing Transcend. It's going to be the last hope. Cranks comes through with the Dragon Blade, and maybe he can save this for Germany.
Oh man, 3 kills with the Dragon Blade, and I have caster cursed Israel pretty hard. Sorry about that, guys. That was...
Well, sound barrier there was a little bit preemptive. Hulk was able to deal with it by using the EMP as a follow-up.
I don't think they were expecting him to have that EMP back quite so quickly.
I think that one, I think they probably should have expected it. You just have to play around the EMP so cautiously.
You know, now the problem is for Israel, they don't have any ultimates to really utilize here to try to take that first tick.
No, they don't.
Their advantage is gone.
Like, this is a scenario where we could be heading into a draw here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because Israel is not going to have time to really get anything done in terms of ult economy, and Germany at least is sitting on a self-destruct, so they can delay this point pretty significantly.
Yep. Now Skipjack gets a bit low, gets taken down, kills on both sides. If Eco can get a pick here, he does manage to demech the Diva. Pretty nice takedown, Crank with a fadeaway rocket on the outside. Germany responds with a few kills though, and Israel... I don't think, Deadly Mitch so low, they don't have what it takes to get on the point now.
All right, if they are lucky, they'll be able to get back right here, but the Diva dies late. Sean P gets staggered. Hulk has the EMP. Unlikely that Israel's going to be able to get any kind of forward progress, so we may be heading to a draw here.
Yeah, certainly possible. They've got a couple ults to use, but
they have to get on there. Cafe's going to have to blink onto it. That's so dangerous.
2-1, can they get there? They do, barely in time. Israel on the point right now, desperate to just get that first pick. There's the EMP Transcendence effort. Oh, he missed the Zen. Internet Hulk missed the Zenyatta with the EMP, and as soon as the Trances end, the kills come in, but they're all for Germany right now, and it looks like Israel is going to be stopped. Nothing from this primal, nothing from this self-destruct rather. There we go, that's the ability I'm looking for. Deadly Mitch getting one at least. Cafe, though, he'd need to be quite the hero to pull this one back around. It's not going to happen. So we will end up in a draw here on Horizon Lunar Colony. Yeah, this is a pretty close match, isn't it?
It really is. And we don't see very many draws.
No.
And of course, we are going to be heading into our last map regardless. So still an opportunity for either of these teams to win the match.
Yeah, basically, if one of the teams, if we don't have a draw again on our final map, we'll have a winner.
Well, we're not going to have a draw in Escort, so we don't have to worry about that.
There you go.
So
hey, what if neither one can move the payload at all?
Okay, fair enough.
There we go.
Touche.
It's possible. It's possible.
That would be the most unlikely scenario, though.
Sure enough. Well,
with that draw, it will just go down to all or nothing here on our final map. As
I wonder
take a look at Cranks. Man, that he really saved his team there.
Yeah, that was definitely a play of the game.
That was incredibly close to being a victory for Israel. And you know what, Doa? I don't even know who selects the map.
I was just going to say,
draw.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one. So we'll wait and find out.
Looks like they are conferring with the German team. So
yeah,
I would imagine that this goes to higher seed.
I was going to say, yeah, it probably defaults to higher seed.
Which would default to Germany, I believe.
We'll just make things up.
We'll just make it up.
We decide what goes on. Yep, that's right. As long as we don't have to take responsibility for it later.
Which we never do.
No,
fortunately.
Of course not. Well, Germany versus Israel still tied up after that 1-1 map score tie going into the break. Now they're still tied 1-1 and 1. The draw.
1-1 and 1 the draw.
1-1.
So winner wins the match. And
yeah. Looks like we're going on to Route 66 for our final map in this series. And the winner of this one will win the match, which is pretty crucial. And of course, like map score is really big in this format too. So this kind of blows Group B sort of wide open, or Group H, I should say, wide open.
Yeah, we do have two groups that we anticipate on being relatively close this weekend. Although, watching UK, it seems like they are head and shoulders above the rest of the teams in the group so far.
It does seem that way. As you can see, yeah, we are heading to Route 66 for our final map, so you can push the payload the farthest. But first, well, I guess I don't serve food in that diner anymore, so just kind of chill out.
I mean, they might. All the tables are set, Doa. What makes you think they don't serve food there?
Well, it looks like everybody had to run away because a train crashed down right outside.
They'll serve it again soon. It's okay.
I love your optimism.
The diner's not damaged, is it?
Yeah, it's true. I suppose.
It seems pretty intact to me.
Some pretty shady stuff happening in that diner, though. A lot of like seemingly top secret plans and things strewn about, some weapons.
Well, yeah, it seems like they are using it as a base, at least for this payload right now. So
that's right. Taking
it over as a base of operations as you push whatever's on the truck. Rawhide.
Rawhide. That was the sound of Jeff Kaplan behind us telling us to talk more about the game. Casters. I'm just kidding. He's great. We love that guy. Yep.
Doa's into that. Thanks for the setup.
You're welcome. Anytime. I help you out sometimes.
You do. I need all help I can get.
A really confusing menu to read. It just keeps scrolling. Pretty slow, at least. Well, here we go. Will we see the Hanzo Torbjorn? No, we're not. I'm just kidding. We won't see that.
And we won't
see
Hulk on Widowmaker, sadly.
Nope.
So Israel back on the soldier. So Eco making that swap over and looking for the start defending here. But one of the very rare times we don't see a Sombra on this point in the World Cup so far. Israel may not be the most comfortable on that particular pickup. And Germany, looks like Cranks will be on the soldier as well. So Internet Hulk tries to get he's a very optimistic first shot as Diva's poking around the corner. Did see
you never know
the bullet follow through, but now it's back to Lucio duty for you, Internet Hulk.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh, such wise advice, though. You're just full of platitudes as usual.
I know. Of course, I quote the one and only Tyrannosaurus Rex from the past. He's the original issuer of that quote.
Well, Cafe actually killing Cranks early. Delay this push. Germany still just trying to fight for space on the cart right now with their front line. And wait for Cranks to go ahead and respawn before they really commit. Winston Shield's already been dropped, though.
Yeah, they've been really staying on the point pretty well so far. Germany just trying to grind them down with all the damage they can, but...
Well, they got a lot of ult charge, too. Skipjack actually managed to make his way up to a primal rage just by sitting there, holding down his left click on the front, and now they're going to try and push forward. There's a big stick.
Yeah, Deadly Mitch taken out really fast, and now the ball is rolling, and Israel forced to fall back as Germany pushes ahead pretty easily.
Wow, that was a bit surprising, I think, from Israel, that they sort of played into Germany's favor just by playing ult charge tug of war on the cart there while Cranks was respawning instead of making a more aggressive play in a 6v5.
You know, there's been a couple times with Israel now where it doesn't seem like they're quite as aware of where the enemy's ultimates are as they should be. So I wonder if that's perhaps a weakness for this team, reading the enemy's ults.
Now they are going to have a little bit of an opportunity here, but Icefelt another kill onto Deadly Mitch right away.
Now Vaneless does go down on the Germany side, so the kills are coming in for both teams right now. There's Cranks with the tack visor though.
Now Sean P going to be desuited. Everybody has to take cover right now. That allows the payload to continue moving, and that's a nice zone onto the Tracer.
That's just going to be point A taken by Germany. Not a lot of resistance from Israel in the first place, and now we're moving into, like we've talked about earlier, one of the most difficult stretches to defend in all of Overwatch. This point B on Route 66 is really hard to hold.
It is, and unless you're going to try and delay right at the beginning, the spawn is so far away, and you have to go through 3 tiny choke point doors in order to make it back out. So it's just very easy for the attacking team to camp those, and the best shot you usually have is right here, but you lose one person and the walk back is just extremely long.
Cranks goes down already though, so good start for Israel. They may have an opportunity to hold this for a bit longer.
Trying to get the damage down, but fighting on top of the heal station can be tricky. Skipjack with yet another Primal Rage as Nesh will find the Soldier and the Lucio inside a confined area. They just explode in that room.
I think Nesh has quietly been doing really well on that Tracer. Yeah, it's been impressive to see him pop up in the kill feed as much as he has.
But all the same, as much as his performance has been helping his team, it looks like they're still waiting for a little bit longer to recollect.
You don't see a lot of double kill pulse bombs resulting in your team falling back. That's not too common.
Well, some of the additional kills there were a bit tough for Germany to outlast on that fight. And
all right, payload's moving.
Nesh going around for the flank all the way around the saloon.
Yep. Eco gets a kill on the Vaneless. That's big. He's also got the tack visor too if he wants to use it. Needs to be careful though as Nesh goes in. Eco does go down, so that's a nice advantage for Germany. They don't need to worry about that Soldier ultimate anytime soon. Getting the kills. There's a Transcendence for Israel committing to this short-handed defense for the moment.
They are, and they're going to drop the self-destruct right on the cart. Skipjack kills Fragon. And the rest of Israel comes back around, looping to try and defend, but that's going to be a dead Zenyatta very fast.
Yeah. As we've been seeing this push sort of go through, it seems like Germany's been doing a good job of sort of drawing Israel into these kind of disadvantageous smaller skirmishes, it seems like.
Yeah, they have, and Cranks too. Gonna just use that tack visor on the backside of the team, and this is where it becomes very difficult to defend. Germany's now gotten past the roughest part of the streets phase, and this is where Cranks can just sit on the opposite side of the point and spam his way through these doors. Tracer gonna get out, but you have to use blinks to do it.
That's gonna be nearly point B. Israel going in for a last-ditch effort defense here. That's going to be tough. Well, Crank's in a lot of trouble. Gets taken down by Cafe. And now Israel with the sound barrier. Hey, this could actually end up being a pretty solid defense. We'll see what the Transcendence gets Germany.
That was a great flank from Cafe. Nice engage with Deadly Mitch. They pinned him in. I was wondering why he was taking so much damage while he was on his heal station, but that explains that. And now the Transcendence going to give them enough time. So Israel manages to hold.
Wow, that was really close to the end. But now they've got the payload in probably the best place to actually have it for defending.
If you can make it through those doors, you're very happy. But trouble is when they actually are clogged up by the enemy team.
Uh-oh. I just felt really delayed on this Diva.
As body blocking him.
See ya.
Still going to send him over the cliff all the same with a nice boop from Fragon.
Boops for the boop god.
That's right. Well, Sean P. All he's got is that self-destruct. Germany, though, using a lot of ultimates to try and push it just a little bit further, and now they are in a rough spot with Less than a minute to go.
Sean P sounds like Puff Daddy's latest rapper name. He's due for another one.
He is,
been
actually.
Yeah, it's been PDD for quite a while, I believe now. I don't know. As big of a fan I am, I can't remember. Awkward picks up a couple kills. That team helps out. Well, Cafe actually coming up big here in Israel with another strong defensive fight. They've somehow kind of forced Germany into the corner there by their spawn.
This stagger could actually be game-changing right now.
Yeah, only 30
Icefeld has
seconds
so
left.
far to go. Look, he can't actually get off the map right now.
No.
Oh my. This is so bad for Germany
This
with 20
is a nightmare.
seconds. They do finally take Icefeld out.
Half of that time is going to be his respawn timer though now.
Now the question for Germany is, do you go in? Do you try and wait for Icefeld here? He's going to have to use his boost to even get to you in the first place. Germany close to a lot of ultimates though. Cranks nearly with that tac visor, but Israel has nearly 5 online.
They're in a great place to hold this one. Sound barrier coming in as Germany gets onto the payload. Oh, they're going to overlap the defensive ultimates a bit. That could come back to bite Israel a little bit later. Now Germany comes in with their own sound barrier. They've got the defensive ult advantage. Cranks barely takes out Deadly Mitch in the end, and that's a big tac visor gets to before finally going down. We're into overtime right now, and Germany scrambling. Looks like they might have pulled it out there in the end.
Oh man,
Doa, that was close.
This was Israel's fight to lose.
It really was.
They should have known the tac visor was there. Instead, they stack their support ultimates on top of each other, and that means Cranks has an easy time just waiting to push that out.
Oh, well, one last ditch effort defense. We're going to take a look at the lower right screen there as Israel tries to keep holding, and it's not going to work. Germany ends up getting point B anyway.
That is a huge communication error for Israel. They 100% had every advantage in that fight, and they should have been able to close it out. Instead, they give Germany just a small way to get through the door, and they manage to make it work. And now we're on to point C. Sure, there's not a lot of time, but that's not the purchase that you want to give them here on Route 66.
No, not at all. Every point is another point that you need to take on your offensive round, so it's rough. Cafe going down early as Germany pushes forward. Anything they can really get out of the payload now, it kind of feels like icing on the cake, as their push really should have been stopped back before the doors.
Should. Eco has the tactical visor, but Israel used so many of their ultimates and couldn't get the job done. So now Germany, they're going to be looking at a host of ults of their own. Internet Hulk closer and closer to that sound barrier.
The payload's really moving. Israel needs to come in with the defense right here, right now. Skipjack trying to bottle them up in spawn with that Primal Rage, just trying to disrupt as much as he can. Eco not really able to be part of that fight, but it's okay because Cafe. Yeah, Cafe finding the picks that Israel needs. And Germany's going to have to go back and then set up one last attack.
Especially with Cranks dying at the end, Doa. He's the one that has the Dragon Blade, and now there's 10 seconds. He's not going to be there for this. Not to mention Skipjack used his Primal Rage already. Delay going to be a problem here for Germany.
Well, the danger is that Germany comes in, has a fight, draws out all the ultimates of Israel, and then Cranks comes in at the end to take advantage of it all. We'll see how it goes. Awkward with the early kill into Skipjack, though, is a great start for Israel. There's a self-destruct for Icefeld now. Cranks does go down. He's back. He's got the Dragon Blade. He gets 2, looking for more. Germany with a real opportunity here to finish this map out.
Yeah, but Cranks is zoned out. The soldier on the high ground. Eco needs to pick up this kill, but he is dropped as Crank gets the health back and gets back onto the cart.
That payload's moving. Sound barrier comes in just on a few members of Israel as they storm back onto the cart one more time. Vainless swapping over to the Widowmaker to try to get those picks. They can't get to it. And some disappointment on the side of Germany.
I
would have a great opportunity, but in the end, that's 2 points on Route 66.
I wouldn't be disappointed. They're lucky they got point B.
I was going to say, yeah, you should be thankful for the fact that they got a chance to even try to finish it off.
They nearly pushed to the end of point C too. It was a respectable push with only about a minute 15 remaining.
And a small error by Israel, just layering those support ultimates at the end of point B, was really what kind of caused Germany to get that opportunity to take the point.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking too, because they had to do so much work to get that advantage.
Right.
And then they squandered it.
Well, it's a pretty heroic defense on point B. You know, we said going into it that we don't usually see a lot of teams hold there, which is true. We don't, but they were able to nearly do it.
They were, and it looks like as we swap over to Germany on the defense, this is where Internet Hulk can pull out the Sombra again. And Sombra is just so powerful on point A that we have to see what Israel's plan is to go ahead and crack the double health pack double mega health pack healing that you can get, because playing these grinding games is not going to be effective when they have so much healing and so much EMP charge.
Yeah. Here we go. Santa Monica, would you like to try our world famous Monte Cristo?
No, they wouldn't.
No, I know, that's gross. Why would you want to do that? No, disgusting.
It's too bad. It's too bad. They have to deal with it anyway, so there isn't a decision.
All right, well, Israel on the attack now. See if they can recreate the success of Germany.
Cranks has been really clutch on this Genji too, so I like to see that we're going to be going with that again. His Dragon Blades have been quite devastating to the Israeli side, and Eco going to be trying to play the Genji as well. Fragile will be switching back to the Lucio, so standard dive composition that we've seen in this meta coming through from Israel.
Germany has Internet Hulk on that Sombra too, so this could be a point A hold. We've seen a lot of them lately.
Wow, Hulk actually didn't do any
aggressive.
damage. He just came in there and translocated immediately. That was a little weird.
Well, you know, just checking it out.
Just scouting a little bit.
Cafe.
And there's no hack on that health pack.
Oh, there's not? Oh, there's not. What?
Whoa, that is...
Okay, so...
I don't know where his first hack went. Usually you would see the hack go down on that health pack. Looks like it might have been on that flank instead.
Maybe the Big Earl's one? But yeah, normally you want that health pack in the tunnel hacked almost immediately. Surprising defense here by Germany so far. Surprising Sombra setup at least. Make it back to Hanta. Maisfeld demeched. EQ can't quite survive though, so it looks like Germany will hold a little bit. No, I don't know.
Still is able to get the hack out, so regardless of what happened with his hack choices, he still gets the EMP, does manage to kill Awkward. Supports are now down for Israel. This is just going to be cleanup from Germany as they try and get their members back. Sean P going to be staggered there, and so Germany will be able to reset, and maybe they can get in on to finish the work of hacking all these health packs.
Yep. Should. Don't know if they're going to get the one in the tunnel, though. That one's a little bit too dangerous to approach, maybe, at this point.
No, I think they should be... Oh, wow, Cafe dies.
Okay.
Ooh, that is rough. Or the Discord.
He does like to go pretty far ahead of his team sometimes, and when you do that, you can make big picks, but you can also get picked yourself. So we've seen both.
That may have been the logic behind hacking the mini health pack over on the right-hand side of the road instead of the one in the tunnel, is because Cafe has been trying to play more in the back line as we see him flank around that direction right now.
I can see that. Yeah, makes sense. Transcendence from Germany as Israel comes in. Trying to hold that defensive point. Sound barrier for both sides. And Deadly Mitch has to pop that Primal Rage. Kill onto Vainless early on. Germany losing a few people. And Eco's got the Dragon Blade. He pulled it out before the hack came through.
But can't actually get any follow-up kills from it after he is hacked.
No dashes or anything like that.
Cranks low. Cranks is going to get killed with the Dragon Blade. So Eco kills his enemy Genji.
Just not the most successful EMP for Germany, but it looks like they're barely holding out for the moment anyway.
They've delayed this quite a bit. Nesh, he's going to be the one to finish off the Genji, and now they're going to have Cranks coming back, rather, with a Dragon Blade of his own.
That's Germany really frustrating once again, for Israel.
Yeah, stabilizing. Internet Hulk has the EMP. So Awkward has to be careful about when he uses this Transcendence. You try and predict that. You try and predict when the EMP is coming through to counter it with Trans.
Yep.
You do have a moment to trigger it before the EMP animation completes.
Only a little over a minute remaining, though, for Israel. And remember, they've got to get this thing pretty much nearly all the way if they want to win the map. And Germany's not making it easy. There's the EMP already. Transcendence comes out immediately afterwards. So Awkward wasn't hit with that one. Sean P gets a kill on Internet Hulk, and this could be rough. Oh, Crank's taken out as he pulls out the Dragon Blade, and Israel finally getting the fight they were looking for, and they should be able to get some distance on this payload.
Man, I have not been impressed with Hulk's EMP so far. He keeps trying to use the translocator to jump into these fights instead of preparing with better positioning. You can stand on top of Big Earls and make a very similar play.
Well, this is the same issue we actually saw with Rolf actually on Team Canada, where he's maybe not as experienced on the Sombra, was using a lot of those translocator engages, and when you do that with Sombra, you can't get out again, and that's why we see the top Sombras generally going in with invisibility. So yeah, same issue.
Doesn't matter though. Nesh is actually going to work. Cranks comes back, and he has that Dragon, or he's going to have the Dragon Blade again relatively soon.
Oh, Nesh with a just cool triple kill in that fight in Germany, relying on their playmaking DPS in the end to make it work. Cranks with the Dragon Blade now, trying to counteract the kills that Cafe just got. We're into OT, but this is not good for Team Israel.
Cafe stays alive until the very end where he falls, and it's all about getting rid of this Winston right now. Eco needs a big Dragon Blade. He will take out Icefeld.
Gets Icefeld, but not really anything else, it looks like. And there's a sound barrier. They're trying to keep the push alive. Fragon drops it, but their Transcendence support ultimates layered by Germany, but they only need a few more kills, although the respawn's coming in, but it just doesn't look like it's enough.
Oh, it's not going to be Doa.
Yeah,
Cranks is going to get it. It's just about focusing them down. Cafe has to rewind, and he can't get back in time.
All right, so Germany wins the map, and they will win the match as well. Germany with the 3-tie victory in this 4-map set.
2-1-1.
2-1-1. There we go. Perfect. Well said, Monte Cristo. Either way, Germany with that crucial win early on in the group. And you need that. You need every win is super important.
And hard fought for both of these teams, but I have to say, I'm smiling if I'm the UK right now.
Oh yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yep. All right, let's see what the desk has to say about that match. It's pretty cool. Take it away, guys.
Pretty cool indeed, Doa. Definitely agree with you on that one. Result that we haven't really seen before, which is a pleasant surprise. Tie issuing 2 points, 1 to each player, or 1 to each team, apologies. So, you know, we hadn't had that before.
That was a good game.
Yeah, right.
No more
yeah. Oh no. I mean, overall the game was awesome.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, a tie. That, you know, like that.
Al pulled out the rule book.
Yeah,
he flipped through the pages.
Scouting through it and stuff. I was so paranoid. All right. Well, Reinforce. There were some things you wanted to talk about specifically in this game on the German side. I want to get your thoughts here and break that
well, in
down.
the halftime we spoke about Germany and how they set up their plays. We can go into the replays and check it out. And their strength really lies in just taking these counter engages and having good positioning. So if we take a look at Cranks here, I mean, great positioning from the start, playing really close and then just dashing back and forth. And he doesn't need to use the dash to get forward into the enemy team. He uses the dash rather to do a lot of damage. And similar to Skipjack here, I mean, he's playing really close to the enemy team. He doesn't need to use the lead, and he can just deal damage really easily onto the guys here. And they don't need to engage to get to win the fight. They just need to play it calm, have good positioning, and it was really impressive to watch Germany.
Yeah, it certainly was, but let's not forget on the other side, though, the Israeli team, they responded well in certain situations, so not a bad takeaway for them as well.
Yeah, they really looked good against Germany here, and again, this is one of those situations where the score I feel like doesn't indicate the closeness of the matchup. And one of the biggest things here was Cafe. He really was a big decision maker for his team. We talk about leadership. He was, setting a lot of the trends, but I worry that he wasn't playing close enough with his team. Where we saw a few times Eco would chase after Cafe when Cafe was on Tracer, and you're like, maybe that's not the ideal positioning for maybe this final attack on Lunar Colony here.
Yeah, oftentimes they were stuck in a weird situation. But Cafe, like what I like about him though is he's not shy about his aggression. He'll move up there, he'll push, he'll try and force the situation, even if it's to a fault, on occasion. That's just something that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out. Now, Zoe is the team that we on the German side here we discussed did not really have the leadership going into the matchup, which is really a stark contrast to the Israeli side, which was all about leadership, from their players to their coaches to the management. Did you feel like that worked in their benefit oftentimes, or did it hurt them?
I think we kind of saw both there. I think on Lijiang, we really saw it hurt them. Everyone tried to put on a one-man show, and that was very obvious. And that gave their opponents just a lot of opportunities to pick them up. Like Skipjack went in there really, really aggressively more than once. When they kind of started to play more around each other and with each other, where you really had that sense of someone is making the calls and someone is actually taking the steering wheel and tells them what to do, and I do believe that must have been Hulk. From that onwards, I really felt like they played a lot better, a lot more coordinated.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how they continue on in the World Cup here, in the Overwatch World Cup, because I would say, it was a big talking point for us here with Internet Hulk being who he is, a leader, a coach, you know, it was pretty shocking to hear him say, oh yeah, everyone kind of just, you know, takes a turn and makes...
It's German efficiency.
Yeah, German efficiency.
Yeah, if everyone just takes care of themselves, then everyone has someone who takes care of them, right? Logic.
I respect that so much. All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the final results of this amazing day competition here. Day one of the Los Angeles group stage. We kicked it off with the hometown United States face off against New Zealand in a 4-0 sweep that really showed New Zealand it just has a lot to work on, but for the US, they have their sights set on BlizzCon. Then we looked at Chinese Taipei versus Brazil, 4-0 there for Chinese Taipei, but that matchup certainly had some ups and downs. We had United Kingdom, Belgium really trying to replicate their friends across the pond in the United States with a 4-0 sweep, and then an intense matchup there that, yes, your eyes aren't deceiving you. There are 5 points being spread there between those two teams, and that will be Germany and Israel 3-2. Let's go ahead and take a look at, I believe, the matchups for tomorrow, because that... I'm personally excited for it. We're going to kick it off with United States versus Brazil. Should be a great match. Then Chinese Taipei face off against New Zealand. And then for some Group H action, we'll have United Kingdom and Israel. And lastly, Germany versus Belgium to close us out there for tomorrow. Guys, I want to get your thoughts here. Any matches in particular that you guys really enjoyed? You know, Reinforce, we'll start with you.
I mean, I enjoyed that last series, you know. 4 maps, 5 points. Pretty rare.
Yeah, you really can't be too mad about that, right? It's a different situation. It was a completely different setting than what, or setup than what we're used to. Rachel,
no, well, it was really close. I mean, it was a blast to watch. I mean, if Israel didn't screw up those double support ultimates on the second point, I mean, it could have been a different story. So a really good match overall.
They're going to have a lot to think about going into tomorrow, especially considering that they have a very tough match in front of them with the United Kingdom. Rachel, what about you?
Well, I think every team here has leadership as a factor, and after the first day is kind of the biggest time when you see the effect of this leadership. Now, each of these teams is going to go back, watch their matches, think about what they could have done better, and I feel like it's teams like Israel who have a coach like Arachne here who are going to pull the most out of that examination and perhaps improve the most over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, that's the hope. Again, because they have a very tough match tomorrow. I cannot emphasize this enough, people. The UK, they are not to be taken lightly. Zoe, any match in particular that you enjoyed?
Well, I kind of enjoyed all of them. I felt like the ones
Such a cop-out answer.
I know, right?
Oh
I'm Swiss. I kind of have to go for that one. I'm neutral. No, so the thing is, like, all the teams which showed up and were really dominant today, I very much hope we see them challenged a little bit more. I know that a lot of teams still were holding back and they still have the aces up their sleeves, and maybe we'll get a glimpse of a little bit more tomorrow. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, me too. I was particularly pumped for Brazil, you know, to come out strong out of the gate, and for the Americans, of course, and the dominance and the way that the crowd was hyped up and excited for that game. It was awesome. If you get a chance, if you're just joining us late, you did it wrong too. Catch the VODs later on. It's okay. We don't, we still love you. But that being said, it's time to end today. That's right, folks. Unfortunately, the Overwatch needs to end for now, but don't worry, because we will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time right here, so you don't want to miss it. Day 2. It's going to be awesome, and we'll see you